In one of my last videos, I showed you how to build an infrastructure as a code. How can you even deploy an Azure resources using command line. And now it's time to step up a game a bit and make this completely automatic. So obviously, if you want to be as best as possible, you really don't want to execute any of the magic scripts or any kind of scripts from your local machine, especially if production is in a game. So it's okay if you try it out on a dev environment, but if you, or a sandbox, some sort of sandbox, but if you want to go on the production or QA, you need to be quite sure that everything is working as expected and that is automated as possible. Now, as we're working in a Azure world, it's completely natural that I also build this using Azure resources. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you, well, this was my last run of the pipeline. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click it right now to go again and to start building the things. And in the meanwhile, I'm just going to click on edit of this to explain you what does it do. So we can actually track it right here in this tab so that everything is visible what it is doing. Now, what I want to do here with this script is I want to first build this Bicep script. Let me just expand this a bit. I want to do the build of this Bicep script. So the script that we have built in this screen here. So the main one. We want to build this one inside the ARM script. So we can simulate how this can actually work by just, I already prepared the script, I can just hit the enter, and then I will be able to produce the ARM script from this Bicep script. So if I go here and if I click on this guy, you will see that there is a lot of data here which is being created using the Bicep script as a source. Now, coming back to the pipeline, I want to build an ARM from the Bicep, and then I also want to copy all the parameter file that I have, and I want to publish this as an artifact. Why do I want to do this? I want to build an ARM because the ARM is the ARM scripts I can use in a release pipeline to present it as a template, which is going to be essentially deployed to my resource groups on my Azure subscription. So resource group, not groups, so it's a singular. After this is being built, and it should be done in a no time, I will have my release pipeline being triggered, and this should happen anytime here, as you may see just happen. And then this release pipeline, what it does, it has, in my case, just one stage. So the artifact that we have produced with this build pipeline is going to be published. This is going to automatically trigger deployment of the stage, in this case, dev stage. This is how I configure the pipeline. And then this ARM script is going to be used to deploy all the resources. Now, how do I do this? Let me just click Edit Pipeline, and then I will click on those jobs here. And the task, there is just a single task here, just one. I'm using ARM template deployment step, and here you may notice that I already pre-filled some of the values here. For instance, I put that deployment scope as a resource group. I choose my service connection for the connection to my Azure subscription. I'm choosing the right subscription. Saying what is the action. So I want to create or update resource group. I don't know, I want to delete it. I'm specifying which resource group is the one where I want to execute all the action. And then I have location. I honestly don't know why location, but okay. And then I'm saying that the template location is linked artifact. It's not a URL. And I'm specifying the template. Now the template is this ARM script, which we have produced. And I'm passing also parameters for this stage. So this is my develop stage. So it makes complete sense that I'm using development parameters for it. And here I'm also specifying that the deployment mode is incremental, so it's not complete. The incremental stage, the incremental type is not going to delete any resources that are not in the let me just click here the description, it's nicer. So it's not going to delete any resources that are not inside the script, while complete will do this. So if you by any chance have some resources which you want to keep, maybe incremental is the way, or you want to be safe, let's say, but complete would be completer way to do this. And here there is something that I didn't use, but what could be very wise to use is override template parameters, because this override option gives you possibility to download some specific or data that you want to change on the runtime. So for instance, just to give you an example, here what we do have, I have something here which is called SMTP password. And at the moment, because it's a really stupid example, I'm using a hard-coded value which I'm putting in dev parameters. So usually you won't do this, because the SMTP password in this case is going to be stored in the source control, and anyone with access to source control will be able to read the secret, in this case the password of my mailbox. So what I would do usually, I would maybe store the secret in another key vault. I would write it manually there, and then I would use something like, I guess if I start writing here, download Azure Key Vault secrets. I would use something like this to choose a subscription, and then choose the key vault, and I would specify which secrets do I want to use as a download, and then I would be able to say, okay, this property would be overwritten by another one. So you see here as an example, in this case, storage name is being changed, administrator username is being changed as a variable, and things like that. So this is quite useful if you want to do the full deployment. But as I said, it's not really critical to do it right now. And deployment is completed. As you may see, it didn't took much. It was quite good, I believe, and deployment was completed successfully, which is really important. We have a bit of a warnings, but it's successful. So this is how you would automate the process of deploying your infrastructure. Of course, light version of it, you will probably have a bit more things to consider there, but usually this would be the basic steps. How would you do it? So thank you very much, and I hope that this is going to be useful for you.